actually what I was doing while I missed the start of the show. I was like ready with 2 minutes ago, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna check IG real quick. I was like, oh, John sent me something. Let me watch this. Mission accomplished, sir. Mission accomplished. Hey, Unruly was our only tailgater tonight, but yet John still managed to be third. I don't know where GT Key is at. Mr. Rayman slid into the top 3 tonight. What is going on, my friend? It did involve a granddaughter. Oh my god. I'm not. Everyone else watching the stream is gonna be like, "What is happening?" Hey, Gordon, what is going on? Oh, yeah, I may have turned around a bit. Nice. Oh. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and our weekly whatever report, where we ramble about whatever, and apparently we're talking about Instagram videos. But that one was quality. That was quality. That is quality for sure. Yeah, we're hanging out on a Saturday. I don't have any big agenda items for tonight. Like last week, we had the big agenda. We were going to talk about what I was going to send to CGC, which, because Dustin and I had a miscommunication, hasn't went out yet, but they're packed and ready to go to him on Monday. So we'll finally get those books going out. We will go over what's there, but hey, he remains. What's going on? But yeah, so we don't have anything, any big agenda items tonight, but we'll talk. We got some stuff to talk about for sure. So yeah, I appreciate you all hanging out with me on a Saturday. We're already off the rails, and that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Off the rails is good. So, what are we drinking tonight? We cracked back into the Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. This is the only Old Forester product I've tried so far. And when I tried it before, I was like, I couldn't decide what I thought about it. Because it's very different. It actually does have not that I can put my finger on what the profiles are, but it does have a very different profile than most of the other bourbons I've had. And so we cracked it tonight. This is only the second time I've been to it. And I definitely do like it. It is definitely very different. It makes me want to try some of the other Old Forester stuff just to see. For 115 proof, it's very, I know bourbon people will be like, oh, I was going to say smooth. It's like, I think about like how harsh that old Granddad 114 was, and that I've been using as a mixer. And this is very like, and it does have a very different taste profile, but I really like it. It's good. Mitch Rayman's on the diet soda and water. Nothing wrong with that. I did get nominated again for the spec channel between 1,000 and 5,000 because I'm still there and have been for a long time. So I did get nominated for that category again, just that category this time. I think I had 2 different nominations last year. I forget now, but just one nomination on the CBC Awards, Comic Book Community Awards. I know this guy got nominated for some stuff. I don't know who else got nominated. There's a bunch of other people who got nominated. Much like last year, I would much appreciate anybody that goes and votes, but I didn't even put the link in here because I'm just not really the type that's going to campaign for something like that. But hey, Regal is having an awesome deal tomorrow. $4 tickets, $4 popcorn. So I see Barbie or Oppenheimer. Since I have seen neither, I will defer to, there's your movie guy. Maybe he knows, or maybe somebody else in the chat can tell you. But yeah. People saying hello. Both are good. Man, I like Barbie better. Funny, actually, solid. Yeah, I get that. Let's see. So I wonder which one you tried, John. Like I said, I've only tried this 1920, which is 115 proof. Well, clearly, because you got a nomination. So if they nominated both of us, well, they let people nominate, and they apparently don't put a standard on the people who do the nominating. But more heavy. I didn't talk about For Me very much. There you go. So both movies I want to see at some point. I just haven't been motivated to go to the theater. Oh, he did try the 1920 as well. It's not my favorite. I will say that. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. It's not Rare Breed. It's not Russell's 10. It's not Four Rows of Single Barrel. Those three are like stand out for me of the things I've tried over the last year. And I'm up to like 18, 20 different bottles that I've opened and tried in the last year, 15, 16 months since I got back into bourbon. So yeah, those three are definitely standouts. This would be kind of in that next tier of stuff that I would drink, and that I enjoy, but not necessarily something that I'm going to be like, oh, I really want to have that. Similar reaction. Oh, sorry, Lasham. I am not going to the theater tomorrow. I'm probably actually going to go try to play golf tomorrow. Which those of you that don't play golf, I used to play golf a ton. I was really good. Like I was reasonably good. Let's put it that way. I made state as a junior in high school, and then played horribly at the state tournament. And then I played a ton in college and grad school. I was a steady, probably 4 to 6 handicapper. I don't know. I never really did the math, but that's about where, that's upper 70s, low 80s. Maybe that's a little more than a 4 to 6. Maybe that's like a 6 to 10. Maybe it's more where I was at now that I think about it. Because it was, upper 70s, low 80s consistently. And then I stopped playing for a long time. I haven't played consistently in a long time. I'll play a couple times a year, that kind of thing. But my buddy from college, we've kind of hooked up lately that I hadn't really seen much in recent years. And he's been playing. His kids are getting out of the house. It's crazy. And so he started taking up golf again. And he talked me into playing. So we're going to go play again tomorrow. And yeah, so it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. And I always loved it. It just something I drifted away from. $24 sodas. Yeah. I get that. Yep. Totally get that. Old Detective 49, I just found out it's missing a couple pages in the middle. A little beat, least pages. Detective 49 is Golden Age. I will defer to some of the Golden Age people. I don't do a whole lot, but I feel like a Golden Age, there's a lot more. I mean, that early of a detective, I feel like, yeah, probably. I'd be interested to see, maybe reach out to Knights of Old or Golden Age Guru or some folks like that actually really do Golden Age stuff for an opinion on that, Mr. Randman. But to me, that's probably for a Golden Age book, that's probably worth it. It would not be worth it for a Silver Age book, missing pages. And we will talk about that in a minute in more detail. But for Golden Age book, I think it's probably still worth it, particularly if the cover is still there. I think it's probably worth it, but I don't know. We'll see what others say. Bring water. And it's not. The heat broke today. We've been stupid. We did get. I mean, I think we still got to 90 today, but compared to what it's been, it was much cooler today. We got some rain. We had some rain. Nice steady rain, not thunderstorms. Nice steady rain move through, and it's supposed to be cool tomorrow. I'll still take some water, but it's actually supposed to be nice here finally for the next couple of days, which is great. That the crazy heat indexes of 120 plus that we've been getting for about 10 days have finally ended. So that'll be nice. And also we're playing super early. We're meeting at 6:30 and we're playing at 7. We're going to be on early. That's not a bad suggestion. He who remains. That is not a bad suggestion. I mean, I'm more inclined if it's a if it's a Golden Age book, particularly early Golden Age, like a 49, I would be more inclined to preserve it, even if it's missing stuff. But I am a stickler for complete. So yeah, I would be curious what real Golden Age collectors go for. I would say on that. Yeah, I haven't seen Blue Beetle. I'm gonna wait. I know everybody says it's good and you should support it, but I'm gonna wait till I can watch it at home. I am weather forecast. His are probably better than the professionals. I know that ain't true. So yeah. Woo, 112 in Phoenix today. Yeah. Yeah, we went from Friday, the previous Friday. So I guess it wasn't quite, it was like 9 days. I think 8 or 9 days where highs were all basically 100 to 105. Heat indexes every day got to 115 to 125 every day. And most of them were closer to the 125 than they were the 115, like on the heat indexes. One day I went out there and it was already dropped to like 97, which dropped to 97, like in the evening, like about this time at night, and the heat index was still like 120. It was stupid. I know I probably will catch that now that it's streaming. Especially that last part. Because he deserves it. Yeah. I get that. All right, so we're moving past where we're drinking. We're should have done what is the weather. What's coming up on the channel? D&D tomorrow night. We are planning to play. We're gonna have 2 weeks in a row, and then I think we're gonna be off again for a week. The boys all leveled up. They're all level 12. We are technically starting the last major adventure in the book. Potentially tomorrow night. We'll see. Who knows with them? They may go off the rails. So we may not start it tomorrow night. Now, I have to do some wrap up beyond that. I haven't decided how far I'm going to take them beyond that. But yeah, we're getting toward the end of the campaign. It's going to be going for almost 2 years by the time we get done. But yeah, so they got at least one more big major story arc. And then we'll have to see how we wrap it up, which will probably take a while too. There's probably 2 major story arcs left in our D&D campaign, but good for you, Gordon. I know you've been watching us so much, so I'm glad you're going to get to play. So yeah, Charles coming in with the weather report also. Nice, very nice. Team Scott. Let's see. I get that. Yeah, I mean, that old of a Batman is pretty nice no matter what. But I personally, when I buy Golden Age, I want complete. Like that's about my only standard for condition on a Golden Age is complete. Depending on how like rare and how, I mean, there might be some that are like pretty easy to get that maybe I would be a higher standard than that. But pretty much on a Golden Age book, my standard is complete. So I get it. I mean, so for me, that would be my standard on buying. But yeah, I got it. So we started in January of 22 on the D&D campaign, and obviously we've missed some weeks, and we haven't played every week, and we only do 2-hour sessions, which has been part of it. And then I've added because the book doesn't actually take you all the levels, so I've added adventures in between, and my crew likes to make a meal out of everything. So it's a lot of fun though. So, but I am ready. I mean, I want to finish this, but I am ready to get back to being a player and not the DM. For sure. Yeah. Hey, Kenneth Bird, what's going on? So we got D&D tomorrow night. Monday will probably be Cash or Trash. I know it's not happening before then because Tom hasn't even put out the back issue video yet. So may not even happen Monday. We'll see. I don't know when he'll get his video out. But Cash or Trash. Tuesday, we had to reschedule the knockout. I'll be over on Mr. Comics 89's channel for the knockout. We were supposed to do it Wednesday. Big Will lost power. So right before we were going to go live, so Matt couldn't find a replacement just to keep the show going. So we rescheduled for Tuesday. It is Poison Ivy versus Brainiac. So evil, boring AI versus sexy nature goddess. So for best villain. So yeah, you know what to vote. Vote Ivy. But unfortunately, I forgot to look up and get the link so I could actually give you the poll. So, because I'm so good about these things. Maybe John's still in the chat and he'll post the straw polling because I'm lazy. If he doesn't, it's okay. But you'll see it this week. You'll see it tomorrow or something. I'll post it to Instagram. Mr. Comics 89 will post it to Instagram again. Big Will will post it to Instagram again, even if I don't, if my lazy ass doesn't. So, but vote Ivy. There you go. So there's my one and only plea. Of course, I'm swaying the vote. I'm a contestant, and I'm arguing for Poison Ivy against boring ass Brainiac, who, yeah, Poison Ivy's clearly better. Unfortunately, there's more of those than I'd like to admit to, Tacoma. Might be more content that I put out in terms of actual buying of comics anymore. I don't buy a lot of comics. All right. Then we got the usual stuff. I need to have all the information together for my next Let's Collect, but I got to make all the slides and stuff, and I don't think that's going to happen this weekend. I got other stuff I need to get done. I got all the information last weekend. I was hoping to get all the slides and stuff made this weekend, so the Let's Collect would come out next week or this coming week. I don't think I'm going to make it because it takes a lot of time to make all that stuff. I just don't think I'm going to have the time tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday or so yeah. So yeah. Also, at some point next week, we may have a bit of a celebration stream. Well, we better have a bit of a celebration stream at some point next week because I've had a big project that's been sucking all my time at work, and my part of it's actually done at this point, but it's not sent off and finalized yet because leadership still has it. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday. It has to go up by Thursday, so hopefully Monday or Tuesday it goes up. We officially submit it. And I can kind of have a woohoo, big project's over, and maybe do a little bit of this one evening. We'll see. Hopefully it happens though, and maybe I'm doing it during Mr. Comics 89 something or whatever. In honor of Bob Barker's passing, if you were on The Price is Right, and you had the ability to choose what pricing game you wanted to play, what would you pick? Dude, you got to pick the what is it called? The putt game, maybe, because I am a golfer. That would be on the list. But the guy, the mountain climber dude, what's the mountain? Oh, no, wait, no, I'm forgetting. No, there's only one correct answer. Plinko. It's Plinko. You got to play Plinko. Plinko, mountain climber, golfer. The putting. Those are the three. That's it. Yeah, the yodeling guy's great. Watching him go up the mountain, yeah. The yodeling guy would be second choice, but if you're playing, I want to play Plinko. I want to be dropping Hey, Sean, what's going on? Welcome, sir. Welcome. But yeah, Plinko. Plinko would be my number one choice, followed by the yodeling guy, followed by the golfing, the putting. Roll the dice is a good choice too. Roll the dice, higher or lower. Those are both good choices. Yeah, there's a lot of fun games on that show. Maybe roll the dice and higher or lower might slide ahead of the golf. They might. But Plinko's number one. I want the Plinko. I want to play Plinko for sure. And I just love the little Yoder guy going up Up the mountain. But roll the dice and higher or lower are good. But my top two are for sure Plinko and the Yola guy. Yeah, and that's your those dice. Yeah. All right. Let's see where are we at. So that's what's coming up on the channel. Next. Oop, wrong thing. Whatever we picked up this week, and we're gonna expand this a little bit. What did we pick up this week? Bourbon. We picked up bourbon. and we drink it. Sorry, I tried to go down the wrong pipe. I tried to talk too quick. I actually had books come in from Midtown this week, even though I ordered almost no books for August. I actually had books come in this week. The last half of my August order came in. Darth Vader, which I read. This suffered because it's been a long time since I got the previous issue, because I think the previous issue came out early in July. And there's this whole Dark Droids event going on, so it's kind of a crossover thing happening at the moment. And I've loved this Greg Pak run of Darth Vader. I've loved it. And this issue isn't bad, but it was super confusing with what droids were Dark Droids versus what ones he had tricked into being under his control, and his powers are all jacked up at the moment. And it was just very confusing. I really needed to go back and reread the previous couple of issues, because I couldn't track what was happening here. I was just super confused. The problem with the Dark Droids event is the only book I'm reading right now that of the main line is Darth Vader. So I was just confused. I don't think it was bad. It wasn't a bad issue. I was just confused. So yeah. Ooh, nice. I need a Santana 16. I have the 15. I need the 16 at some point. I definitely do. Very good price on that. Very good price. I think eventually that book's going to be jump back up again compared to it's come way down. But yeah. 7 Years of Darkness right now. I can't find issue 3. Barnstorm, which is interesting. Very nice. Spider-Man, I haven't read this yet. I think this is the last issue, because we're getting Superior Spider-Man and we're getting Spider-Boy. So I think this is actually the last issue. There might be one more. They do have the John Romita Remembers. I haven't been a huge fan of the little Spider-Boy character so far. I haven't been a huge fan of this, and obviously I gave up on ASM. So I am down to my September and October pre-orders have no Spider-Man books, which is just crazy, but it's just where we're at the moment. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want to talk about negative things, but it's just it's just kind of sad. Really, it's sad that I'm not reading Spider-Man stuff yet. I think it was more because it had been so long since I read the previous issue that I couldn't, and there's an event going on, obviously, that I couldn't track where I was at. Overall, though, John, I would say this Darth Vader run, I would say all 3 Darth Vader comics, the Karen Gillan, the Charles Soule, and this Greg Pak, those 3 books have all been fantastic. Like, I have really, really, really enjoyed them. They've been some of the best mainline comics that I've read since I got back into comics. Like, I have the omnis of both of the previous Darth Vader series. They're just really good. The writers have all done a fantastic job. This Greg Pak run has been fantastic. This particular issue just was confusing for me, both from, I think it'd been too long since I read the last issue, because I wasn't exactly sure where we were at and what was going on. Where it dropped in, I was like, wait, what was going on? And so yeah. So from that standpoint, for sure. Very cool. And then the last book I picked up, which I picked up multiple covers of, Battle Chasers 12, which is already apparently back on hiatus because there's no 13 coming in September. There's no 14 coming in October. It's like, dang it. I enjoy the heck out of the series. It's like, having reread it after getting the trade and rereading the original one, it's still just a lot of fun to me. We get to see more about this cursed sword that Garrison wields and what it potentially can do in this issue. And yeah, I hope we get more. I enjoy the heck out of that little universe. And did I buy? Obviously, I bought multiple covers. Did I buy the Archer Red Sodium cover? Yeah, I might have. So there you go. Yeah, I totally get that. No. He did. He got word out right. Which, if you remember when it was coming out originally, that's pretty much the pattern. So on battle stations. But I still enjoy the heck out of that universe. I do find it to be a heck of a lot of fun. All right. So what picked up this week, we're going to switch to what is going out this week. So last week we talked about what I was going to send to CGC. I was talking to you guys through it. I was going to send a bunch of my Silver Age / older books. Plus, I was sending a couple books potentially for the Tom Taylor signing. So we kind of decided by the end of it what we were going to send. I looked back. Very nice. I need to get some more Sonya books. I like Sonya as a character. That's a character who's number one, whose first appearance I need. But I liked it a lot. So we talked through it. I went back through all the books before I sent them out. Looked through them, made sure there was no issues that I had forgotten about or didn't know about. Well, apparently you're not the only one. That seems to be the only reason people buy that book. So, unfortunately, because Dustin and I had a miscommunication, because he didn't realize that I'm old and I have an old email address, and he tried to send it to a Gmail address that I don't know. Anyway, we had a miscommunication. I haven't got the books sent out yet. They're packed and ready to go. I was hoping to get them out today, and it just didn't happen. But they're going Monday because they're ready to go. So I am going to send the 2 books to Tom Taylor. Nightwing 78, Only Wolverine #1. So I'm sending those in for the Tom Taylor signing. I know I should probably wait and sign them in person myself, but I might take some other books. If he's ever at a con I'm going to be at, take some other books and not worry about getting them slabbed and just get it and talk to him and get some stuff signed. Maybe take my Only Wolverine Omni or take my Nightwing hardback trade of Leaping into the Light and get those signed and do it that way. So I'll still meet him and get something signed in person, but this way I have those in my collection. So that would be interesting. No, I just need it. I just don't have it. I mean, second appearance is the one where she's on the cover, which I also need. Yeah, no, it's the one people try to make that a cameo, and the one where she's on the cover first appearance. It's like the Wolverine thing, only that's even worse because, like you said, she's on a ton of pages on that first book. I ended up sending 8 Silver Age books. I did not send either the Golden Age Wonder Woman or the Bronze Age Wonder Woman that we talked about. Even though both of those are actually worth more than some of the books I ended up sending. I didn't send the Golden Age because I don't have any Golden Age. I do have Golden Age slabs, so it would have been that. Yeah, but I decided not to send the Golden Age for now. I decided not to send the thing. I sent all the Silver Age stuff. Except, so I ended up sending the Hawkman 4, Raven and Bold 60, Marvel Superheroes 13, Batman 155, ASM 61, ASM 86, Green Lantern 42, Justice League of America 51, both of those Tana books. Those are my estimated grades. I can't wait to see Dustin tell me I'm crazy on some of these grades. I know. Next time. No. It needs to go. It just didn't. I decided not to do those this time. I decided to send the 2 Zatanna books and get the 3 Zatanna books all slabbed, even though those last 2 aren't really worth a ton. They're worth enough. It was enough for me that I wanted them slabbed. You'll notice the book missing is that Silver Age Scarecrow. that I was going to send. That was in the list. So I opened all the books, looked through them, made sure everything was okay. That Batman 155 is in rough shape. Like, I'm not even going to have... I told Dustin to maybe clean it, but not press it. Because, yeah, it's in rough shape. What's left of it, just kind of leave it. Like, do a little cleaning, and otherwise just send it. I'm not worried about what the grade's going to be there. The problem with the Silver Age Scarecrow, which I was going to pull it out, it was both of those books were books I won in a contest. Both of them were, he told me from the beginning, hey, these are super, super, super low grade. These are just ones I have. I'm giving them away. I have better copies. Mr. Miracle gave them away. Hey, it's awesome. I wouldn't have them otherwise. But that Scarecrow book has chunks cut out of it, which I'd forgotten. Like, it has the extra staples, but it also has one of which affects the story, one of which does not, but it has 2 chunks cut out of the interior. And on a Silver Age book, I decided not to send that. I mean, it's still my copy. I still have it. I would, at some point, maybe I'll upgrade it. I don't know that it's a high enough priority. But that is why that book didn't go. So that's the difference from what we talked about before. And ultimately, while I didn't send one of the Wonder Woman books and I sent the 2 Zatanna books, was when that book came out, I felt like I had 2 slots. It was easier to finish the Zatanna stuff, and I'd save the Wonder Woman for another time. So that is why that decision was made. So no, the Scarecrow book did not go, but these are the other books that did. So that was my ultimate decision. They are packed up and ready to go. They have just not been sent to my presser yet. I am sending them to a presser, and then he's going to, like, I already filled out all the paperwork for CGC and everything else. He'll clean and press them, and then he'll just forward them on to CGC. He's got the packing slips, everything he needs to forward them on to CGC. So that's usually how I do it. I do not use CGC for cleaning and pressing. I don't have the Atom. I now have Hawkman 4, and then the 3rd appearance, Green Lantern 42, and 4th appearance, Justice League 51. So, yeah. Eventually, it's got to go. Yes, it does. But hopefully, maybe I'll have a Sensation to go with it, and maybe even another Wonder Woman. Those are books I find myself looking at more than about anything else anymore, is Sensations and Golden Age Wonder Womans. Haven't pulled the trigger on any of them because I haven't pulled the trigger on anything lately, but yeah. GOU, Coach Vic, what is going on, my friend? Glad to see you hanging out. Yeah, had to make the executive decision. That is for sure. All right, so that is what was going out and coming in. Where are we at? What's next? What are we reading this week? And I laid it over there. So, what we read? Well, we already talked through the 2 new issues I read. I really enjoyed the Battle Chasers 12. It was a lot of fun. I obviously read Darth Vader. The only other thing I got to this week, which was a bit of a disappointment, because I also want to start through that omnibus, and I keep not getting there, is my friend, Matt, the boy who had 7, has become a big manga anime reader. And he has decided, I guess his son is through like episode 700. He has decided to start reading and watching One Piece, which you guys know is one of my favorites. Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be, but I want Golden Age Wonder Woman. So that is why, like, I look at those more than some of the Silver and Bronze. Doesn't mean that I would like not buy. Obviously, I bought that Bronze Age one, or well, I traded all those books for that Bronze Age one a couple weeks ago, and I was tempted to buy some others, and I didn't pull the trigger. So it's not got to be Golden Age Lasso. It just, that's where I'm looking first because I really want some Golden Age stuff. Yeah. We'll see what my Hawkman comes back. I predicted a 4.5. I think I got a shot with a clean and a press. I think I got a shot at a 5.0. I don't think it gets to a 5.5. But I also don't think it's below a 4.0. I think it's right. I think that's where it's going to be somewhere 4.0 to 5.0 is really what I think mine is going to come back. Hence, I predicted a 4.5 to split the difference. We'll see what Dustin says once he has it in hand and he looks at it, cleans it, and presses it. But so maybe he'll tell me I'm way off. But yeah, but I am looking forward to having it graded and in where it needs to be. Click, click, boom. That's interesting. Actually started a biography. Okay. No, it's never too late. Matt is starting it right now. Matt, the boy who had 7, is starting right now. So he has started his reread. So I've been rereading with him because I haven't done a reread in forever. We talked about this last week, but I've now reread volume 2. So volume 1, you meet Luffy, obviously. You meet Shanks. You meet Zoro. And right at the end of volume 1, you meet Nami, like the last page of volume 1. So this one is you get more of Nami. You get more of Luffy and Zoro, kind of the start of the crew here. You also get Buggy the Clown. This is volume 2. It's called Buggy the Clown. And we get his crew. We do not get to the finale of the battle with Buggy here, the initial battle with Buggy in this volume. That's in volume 3. But yeah, so we're through issue 17. And we get, Zoro being absolute badass that he is. I just love this series so very much. It makes me laugh. It at times is super emotional. The world is just so expansive and so well done. Luffy is the giant goofball with a heart of gold that you just can't help but love Luffy. And yeah, so I had forgotten we get Choo Choo in this, the dog Choo Choo in this, or Chow Chow. I forget. It's CHOU. I hadn't forgotten about him, but I hadn't remembered that part. I was blanking on that part of the story when I was reading it because it's been so long. It's just so good. I just love this. So I recommend it to everyone. Like if you've never given, and I realize it is a big ask. I own. So here's volume 2. Oh no, I haven't put it up there yet. This is volume 103. So I get that it's a monster. It's a monster that's worth it. If you read it, I keep recommending it every week as we go through this. If you get through Arlong Park and you don't love it when you get done with Arlong Park, then you won't. Then you won't. I think you'll love it before you even get to Arlong Park, personally. But if you get through Arlong Park and Nami's backstory and how Luffy responds to that, and you're not in love with the series, then it's not for you. I think you'll be in love with it before you get there. But yeah, it's One Piece. It is the longest running comic series. It's manga in history. It's also the best selling. It's sold more of these have sold worldwide than Batman or Superman. I'm not kidding. It's only been coming out since 1997, and he's on the next chapter that comes out will be 1090. Like one artist, one writer, 1,009. We're up to 1090 chapters about a kid that ate the gum fruit and wants to be king of the pirates. And it's so much more than that. It's worth it. There you go. There's a lot of really good stuff about the anime. I'm more of a reader than an anime watcher. I dropped off the anime a while ago. So I found One Piece in 2006. And I caught up to it during like Enos Lobby. So long time ago, like 2006, 2007. And I watched the anime all the way through Dressrosa, and anyone will tell you that's probably the worst paced arc in the whole, like Oda has pacing issues at times. The writer, there's pacing issues to the series at times. Dressrosa is the worst example of it, in my opinion. And because the manga drug during Dressrosa, the anime really drug, and I fell off the anime during Dressrosa, and I've never gotten back, even though it's been better since. Whole Cake Island, Zoe, Reverie, Wano, all of them. I just need to dive back in. I just haven't done it, but I'm a manga all the way. But the anime is really good for the most part. So, yeah, it's like if my channel was a One Piece channel, like One Piece channels have hundreds of thousands of people that do One Piece reactions and do One Piece reviews. I don't know why I don't do it. They have like hundreds of thousands of viewers, like or subscribers. Those channels are huge, like Roger's Base and King of Lightning and Brago, and there's a ton of them. There's not like 5 or 6. There's like hundreds of One Piece channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's a monster that never got as big here because when it first came to the US as an anime, 4Kids got it and put it on Saturday mornings, and it is not for little kids. It's not. It's violent. It has adult themes. It talks about slavery. It talks about yes, it's a goofy kid with rubber powers, but it is not strictly for kids. It's teenagers and up. And and 4Kids got it, and Sanji, the cook's the chain smoker, and they made him out lollipops, and they changed Zoro's name to Zolo because they thought it would confuse people with the Zorro from the Mexican, like the Mask of Zorro, and like they did all kind, and they changed the voice acting, and it was terrible. And so people didn't have interest in the US. It took a long time for it to get interest in the US. So I am cautiously optimistic. Anime translating to live action, anime and manga translating to live action does not have a strong history of success. Go no further than Cowboy Bebop, which is maybe the greatest anime of all time. And look how that action did. And I'm cautiously optimistic. My concern is Luffy has rubber powers. He basically, to a certain degree, has like Mr. Fantastic type thing, although he uses it in completely different ways. But it's Plastic Man, Mr. Fantastic type powers. Those don't translate to live action very well. So it'll be interesting to see. And Oda's character designs are ridiculous. And the Devil Fruit, at times, the Devil Fruit powers are ridiculous. And it'll be really hard to translate to live action. But I've already seen the trailer, the Arlong Park scene between Nami and Luffy. Like, they just give you a glimpse of it. They don't give you the whole thing. They give you a glimpse of it. And if they nail the emotional beats, oh my God, it might be amazing. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm definitely looking forward to watching. All right. Too long on One Piece, but I love it. And with Matt starting down this journey, we spent some time texting back and forth. I may have to, if we don't do reviews together, I may have to start doing like reviews just because. All right. That's a good question. How will they do Chopper when they get there? Obviously, season 1 is not going to get to Chopper. But how do they do Chopper when they get there? That will be tough. For those that don't know, Chopper, this gives you the craziness of, so people get their powers in the One Piece universe by eating these devil fruits that give them specific powers. Luffy is a gum gum man, which means he ate the gum gum fruit, so he like can stretch and do all this kind of stuff. And yes, I'm caught up to the in the manga, so I know. But anyway, he's for the new readers, he's a gum gum man. Buggy, the clown that they're fighting in these early volumes, that you'll see, is a chop chop man, which means he can basically chop his body into pieces and control them. And yeah, Chopper is a reindeer that ate the human fruit, which means he's this. This is a reindeer. I kid you not. And he's a doctor. And I have no idea how they're going to make that work in live action. I have no idea. But hey, it's got to be successful before I have to worry about Chopper. So, all right. Speaking of shows. We're up to what are we watching? Ahsoka. I don't know that I'll do a ton of spoilers. I'm putting spoilers up there because if you want to know nothing, that's fine. I have watched the first 2 episodes of Styrofoam Antlers. I have watched the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. I know my man John has been hesitant because he doesn't have any history with Clone Wars or with Rebels. And I'm tempted to tell him, actually, if he wants to watch something, to watch Rebels, because it's consistently better than Clone Wars. Honestly, he just needs to skip to like season 3 of Clone Wars and start there. But that's beside the point. Because the first season is just so bad. But Ahsoka, obviously, is very much focused on characters from those 2 shows. It's Dave Filoni's doing it. He did both of those shows. He's kind of taken over as the herald of Star Wars universe from George. So if you don't have background, it's tough. But you know what? I don't think it was necessary for the first 2 episodes. If you don't have the background in the characters, obviously it makes more sense. You understand who Ezra is when he comes up and why, even though there appears to be kind of a MacGuffin thing going on here and a map thing and stuff, it actually makes sense if you've watched Rebels and you know how things ended in Rebels with Ezra and Grand Admiral Thrawn. I still don't think you need it. I thought they did a fantastic job. I'm still not 100% sold on Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka. I love Rosario Dawson. I love Ahsoka. And I get that she's older, and maybe I just have to like ease into this. But it's the same thing I thought in the Mandalorian appearance, which is she comes off as a little grumpy and serious for Ahsoka. I get that she's older and she's been through a lot of shit at this point, but Ahsoka's always been very much an energy giver, and this one's not quite. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out through the season. It's not a bad portrayal. It's just I'm not 100% sold on it. Hey, Johnny, you need to give it a chance. Hera and Sabine and Chopper have all made appearances in the first 2 episodes. Those are all from Rebels. They're all amazing characters. I love Hera and Sabine as characters. I think they're fantastic. I love the relationships we're getting between them. I mean, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. She just comes across as a little more jaded than I would prefer. We'll see how it goes through the course of the season. But the actresses playing both Hera and Sabine have been perfect so far. Sabine especially was amazing in the first 2 episodes. I thought that actress nailed that character 120%. Hera, we didn't get a ton of yet, but I really enjoyed it. Ray Stevenson, R.I.P., his character, he was fantastic in the first 2 episodes. we'll see about his cohort. What I think of her. Yeah, a little bit. Well, so here's the thing. If you know anything about the history here, like if you followed through Rebels, the only character we're technically missing at the moment is Zeb, who is the male character. But the other male characters either didn't make it out of Rebels because, well, the other two main Rebels male characters both sacrificed themselves for the crew. So Hera and Sabine are the two that, spoilers for Rebel Show, are the two that are still going. So, and Ahsoka obviously is still going. So there's a little bit of that. Not yet. I'm not like negative on the portrayal. It's just I'm waiting to see. He did. But gosh, that whole sequence in Rebels where her and Vader fights, when she finally admits to herself that it's Anakin. Oh my gosh, that is so good. That whole sequence is so good. It's just really good. Love and Shin. I just don't. She hasn't been given a ton to do yet, but she's a very nice presence for sure. Stealing the series for me is the droid. Is David Tennant's droid. I love that new droid. He's amazing. I love the droid. He's right up there with K2SO out of Rogue One. Like, and Chopper's a great droid too, but this new droid that's with Ahsoka, his performance was fantastic in this. Like, I thought all the performances were so good. Yeah, I thought it was great 2 episodes. I am looking forward to more. I highly recommend it. Even if you don't know the characters, dive in, give it a chance. And then if you like them, then go back and get it. You can go back. Yeah, Clancy, I love that they cast him. He does the voice of that character in the Rebel show. And I love that they let him be the governor. I love that they let him be that character. And so in the Rebel show, that's the character he's playing, he voiced in the show. So, and they made him look like him he voiced him a little bit in the animated series. He looked kind of like him too. So, yeah, and it was a side role in the Rebel show as well. Oh, the Maul arc in Rebels is amazing. Yeah. I disagree with that. I think that fight is perfect. It makes the later fight between Obi-Wan and Vader on the Death Star not make as much sense because Obi-Wan should not be as weak as he is in that fight. But the fight between him and Maul, I think, is perfect for me. For me, that whole scene in Rebels was perfect. I love those shows. I fully admit, I get the weaknesses of Clone Wars, particularly early. But gosh dang, those shows are so good. And Dave does such a good job. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so much better. Boba Fett was so bad. The Boba Fett show is terrible. You know, the more you see the other stuff, like The Mandalorian is very uneven, I think. But Boba Fett's just bad. Obi-Wan was solid. I really enjoyed Obi-Wan. Andor is really, really, really is fantastic once you get past the first 3 episodes. Those first 3 episodes drag so much in the setup. And honestly, Andor is amazing when Andor is not on the screen. Like, he's okay. He's good after you get past the first 3 episodes. But it's Lucian and Mon Mothma that make the Andor show for me. I love those 2 characters and the way they're portrayed in that series. And Andor is so good. Again, after the first 3 episodes 4 through 12 or whatever it is, are amazing. But Ahsoka's off to a fantastic start. I'm loving the heck out of it. I recommend it. Oh, you're deep now. Stellan Skarsgård character. Oh, so good. You're not to his best parts yet, but so good. He's such a good character. And Mon Mothma is freaking amazing, and I love her arc in that story in that show. Yeah, so good. I'm curious what you think now that you're up to episode 7, because the first 3 episodes are a drag a bit. They're a drag to get through. I was ready to like, no spoilers, Charles. I know I have spoilers up, but no spoilers. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sabine. Sabine, like, well, no, let's see. Do I have Hera up here at the moment? I do not. I got a Ahsoka pop. I have my Sabine pop is back here. My Hera pop, I think, is actually in storage. It is. I'm a huge fan of Sabine and Hera. I think they're both great characters. So, yeah, he did. Really? I can't remember exactly, but I felt like it had picked up. They're still have they completed the heist yet? They've completed the heist by 7, right? Skarsgård was so freaking amazing. Yeah. All right, we're in an hour, and the dog is running out of patience with me because I can hear him pacing the hallway and whimpering. So, what have I not gotten to yet? Gotta watch Andor. Let's see. What have we not gotten to yet, real quick? Just whatever you guys want to talk about. So, yeah, we don't have to do that. Oh. Okay. Gotcha. I appreciate the 17 that are watching. That's good for one of these. I'll take it. I take it. 17 people hanging out with me on a Saturday. I am honored. I am always honored that you guys hang out with me. Yeah, I need to talk with John off air about Andor as he goes through it, because I'll be curious. Because again, I think Andor is sort of the least interesting character on the show himself. So I'll be curious to see what he thinks of what comes next with him, but then also what happens with. It's just now getting to the really good part with Skarsgård and which Luthien. I forget now exactly what exactly his name, and then Mon Mothma, because their parts are really, they get good at this point. So, questions and group thing. Well, maybe John will do it. No, he probably won't. He's still trying to do season 3 of Ted Lasso, and he's like 6 months late getting to his second one. I figure I'll do my episode with him talking Ted Lasso in like December. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see where you go. Keep watching. Keep watching. We'll see what you think when you get to the end of it. I think you'll like how I think you'll like how it comes together going forward. But we'll see. Maybe you'll just be bored. Maybe Star Wars is just not for John, and that's okay. Maybe it's just not like. Maybe he won't like the Skarsgård stuff. Maybe you won't like the Mon Mothma stuff. Maybe it's just not for you, and that's okay. Not everything is for everybody. That's one of the things I'm trying to do better about is, like, I didn't talk very much about the Spider-Man stuff a while ago because I'm trying not to talk about stuff that I don't like. Like, talk about the stuff you love, talk about the stuff you like, and if you don't like it, that's your prerogative. You're welcome to not like it. I still think, here's my thing with you, John, is I think the arc of Ahsoka as a character particularly when you get to the end of season 7 of Clone Wars, and particularly with the little bit of background you get from Tales of the Jedi, her 3 little shorts there, like the arc of where she leaves the Jedi Order and what happens to her during Order 66, and then what happens to her with Rebels. I think that she will become, like, for me, I think you will love that character. I think you would love the Hera and Sabine characters as well. If you, like, knowing the kinds of characters you like, I think you would really love the characters. That's why I think I want to try to get you to watch the Ahsoka show, because those 3 characters I think you will enjoy a ton. But maybe not. So that's why I keep pushing you, because knowing your taste, like the things that you generally like, I think if you got to those parts of their arcs, and maybe you just need to watch those parts of their arcs, and then if you fill in any of the rest of it, that's fine. Like, I think you would love those characters a ton. I get it. There's a lot to catch up on. But here's the thing. I've heard Filoni talk about this. Ahsoka was now I know the costume thing is part of why you don't like it, but I've heard Filoni talk about it. Is Ahsoka was annoying in the beginning on purpose. Like, her arc through the course of the Clone Wars, where she goes from this bratty, self-assured, annoying kid that thinks she knows better, and is sort of little Anakin in that terms of, like, the things he did that, like, Yoda picked her for a reason. And, like, she's a lot like Anakin in that she thinks she knows best, knows better than everybody else because she's powerful and everything else. So she's a perfect play on Anakin trying to train this kid. And you see her take a very different arc than he takes. Even though she's in his shadow, like, her take a very different arc. And then the reason she leaves provides so much more justification for what he does in Revenge of the Sith that is missing from the movies. Like, his relationship with her, and the fact that he fails the Padawan master relationship, but she succeeds despite his failure. Because the reason Yoda gives her to him is so that he learns to let go, and he can't. Even with, like, he can't with Padme, he can't with her, he can't with his mom. Like, he still can't do it. But she succeeds where he fails. And, like, her growth from the annoying pain in the ass that we first meet to what she becomes by the time she makes her decision to walk away from the Jedi, which is why she's still alive. And then but also how despite himself, he's the reason that she makes the choices that she makes. Like, it was all right there for him, and he pushes her in the right direction, even though he takes the wrong path. It's so well done. I hope it's not, but it's why I think you should just dive into the character at some point. Just pick something and dive in, and don't worry about, I don't have all the backstory. Stop worrying about having all the backstory. Just dive into something and see if you like it. Aphra is only in the comics so far. She has not been in anything but the comics. She's another fantastic character that they've created. I'm a little surprised we haven't gotten anything official with her yet, because how many characters support their own comic book for as long as she has? She's had 2 series. Both of them went really long time. She's been a super popular character. I mean, they haven't even given Ahsoka a book. Like, and they've given Aphra multiple books, and they've done well. Maybe we can talk. Because what I think is, like I sent you that list of like essential Clone Wars and stuff once before, but they still had a lot of stuff in it. I honestly think you could watch the arc. Like, it means more if you've seen her growth up to that point, but you could honestly watch the arc about why she walks away. You could watch the Tales of the Jedi stuff, or you could watch the arc at the end of season 7 about what she does during Order 66. The Tales of the Jedi, which gives you the background to understand how she actually does what she does. And that would give you enough that you would be in love with the character. And then you could probably make it through the slog. So, yeah, Afra's a great character. Yeah, Rebels came out of, if you've seen the interviews with Filoni, it came out of the original plan for Clone Wars was they weren't going to follow Anakin and Obi-Wan. Anakin and Obi-Wan were going to be these characters off to the side that like showed up in the background occasionally that were like super famous, but we were going to follow a different Jedi and their Padawan, which are Kanan and Ezra, basically, which is the main two characters of Rebels. Ultimately, that was the original pitch for Clone Wars, and ultimately they changed it because after consulting with George, and they came to the conclusion of let's give Anakin the Padawan and see what that does to the story, and it does such good things for it. I'm so glad they did it, but Dave never let go of that idea of another Jedi and Padawan, and just seeing that aren't necessarily the most powerful Jedi, aren't famous, aren't, but what would they do? And what would they do in the time if this Jedi survived 66 and was mostly in hiding, but he found a kid with the abilities? What would he do? And that's where Rebels comes from, and it's really well done. So, but they do not do the best job ultimately of tying that rebel cell back into the rebellion that we know, for sure. Yeah, but Silk books last like 5-6 issues. Afro books last like, I think they're up to like 30, 40 issues. Just saying, like her runs don't like go 5-6 issues and die. Black Widow books go 6-12 issues and die. Afro books have not. Just saying. So, all right. I've given my spiel. I've pitched One Piece. I've pitched Clone Wars. I've pitched Ahsoka. I'm giving you guys all kinds of stuff to go watch. I did start season 2 of Only Murders in the Building this week. I got through first 2 episodes. So I'm still trying to get caught up on Only Murders in the Building. That's a fun show. Although Martin Short, oh my gosh, that character wears me out. But it's such a good show. So, yeah, but he's not that much older. Here's the thing. Like, look how old Sabine is in this. Like, yeah, Sabine's older than Ezra. And so when this comes out, Sabine's like still mid-20s. Like, she was like late teens during Rebels. She's now late 20s. Ezra is going to be early 20s. Like they would have had to jump to the timeline almost of The Force Awakens to make Ezra Benicio del Toro age. Just for the record, No. Pitch D&D. Come watch us play D&D tomorrow night. Are we Matt Mercer in Critical Role? No, we are not that entertaining. Are we a lot of the other D&D shows out there that are super entertaining and have amazing DMs? No, because I am the DM, and that limits our ability to be fun storytelling. But do we have a good time? Yes. Do we tell a bunch of terrible dick jokes and horrible puns? Yes. But come hang out with us while we play D&D. I won't interact with you that much, but John and Tony and them will, because they can interact with the chat. I'm too busy trying to keep track of what's going on. But tomorrow night, come hang out with us for D&D. I volunteered. Alec did it. Well, we did one campaign, a short campaign we did offline that we just did us. We didn't share it. We didn't stream it. Alec DM'd that. Then he DM'd Curse of Strahd. Then Big Will wanted to try it. He did his own world, own campaign, which was way more ambitious than I did. And I wanted to try it. I wanted to try being the DM. So I volunteered. We've been doing Ghost of Saltmarsh now for a long time. And I'm ready to let somebody else try. I personally think this guy would be amazing as the DM, but knowing how much work I put into it and knowing how much work he would put into it, because as a storyteller, I think would be a much better storyteller than I am. But I think he would overload himself. So I think it's actually a good thing that he has not been the DM yet. Given all his demands, and given he needs to spend more of that time with the girls than he does prepping for us. And I think he would walk the line of overdoing it, because you could definitely overdo it as the DM. And I think he would be amazing at it, but I think he would struggle not to dive too deep. Like, I think you would, John, I really do think you would struggle not to dive too deep. I think you'd be an amazing storyteller and a DM, but I think you would really have to force yourself to, in your mind, under prepare, because otherwise it would suck up way too much of your time. But that's just me. We didn't know the first campaign we did with Alec offline was we only made it to level 4, and we did that for 3 months, I think. And then we did an online one with Alec that went about a year, and maybe a year and a half almost. And then we did the Big Will one, and then we did our own. I mean, it's completely with love. I think you would be amazing at it, but I think you would fight the battle of over prepping and trying to, not as much now, but early on, especially, of over prepping, because I finally gave up a little bit on that, because I never know for sure where you guys are going. So but yeah, really trying to dive into create this world that it's I just gotta be prepared. Yeah, we did. We all did die. We were dumb and we all died. So, all right, later, Mr. Randman. Not Felicia. These were different characters. This was, yeah. Soon, I hope to step back and play and let somebody. I think Alec wants to do it again. I think we're gonna go back to him being the DM, at least for the next campaign, if we do another campaign, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I've enjoyed being the DM. I think it'll make me a better player, because for the most part, I haven't done a great job role playing as a player. But yeah, I think it'll make me a better player, and I will do it again at some point if I have a crew that wants to play. But for now, I'm gonna probably step back. Yeah, 4th campaign. We're on our fourth campaign. So, right? 2 with Alec, Big Will, me. Yeah, 4th campaign. All right, with that, we're an hour and 15. I'm way over my normal time. I know the dog is what the heck? So I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Read this. Read it. So good. With that, we're going to get out of here. Later, everybody. Bye.